Good day. Hello, this is Peskov. How can you hear me? Good day. I can hear you well. Excellent. On Monday, August 24th, we start another week of work. You know that the president also had work on the weekend. The schedule of the head of state continued. There were important events, important interviews. You had the opportunity to familiarize yourself with this. The president continues to work in the Kremlin. There will be regular meetings and meetings. He also intends to accept the Minister of Foreign Affairs of India, Mr. Jai Shankar, our special and privileged partner in India. Mr. Jai Shankar has already met with the chairman of the Interim Commission of the Russian side, the first Deputy Prime Minister Manturov. There will also be talks with the Minister of Foreign Affairs Lavrov, and today there will also be a meeting with the President of Russia. The agenda, of course, is more than extensive. This is what you can say about the president's schedule. Any questions? Well, to be honest, I find it difficult to understand what it means to be satisfied if you exclude him. If Yerevan no longer needs, due to its national interests, membership in such an important organization to ensure regional security, then it is free to make the appropriate decision and leave this organization. So far, we have heard statements at various levels from representatives of the Armenian side who said that, yes, the membership is frozen, but they do not plan to leave until Armenia does. At least, so far, we have heard such statements. As for the application for membership in the EU, I always recommend to remember the experience of Turkey, the experience of a number of other countries. I have been in Armenia since the application was submitted, which has already been 10 years, and I am still there. But there is a very important aspect which our representatives and, first of all, the head of our state spoke about. After the application is submitted, Armenia will have to start the process of introducing its own legislation in the most diverse areas, including trade, phytosanitary, customs, and so on, in accordance with European norms, with the norms of the European Union. These norms do not coincide with the norms that we have adopted and that are adopted in the EU. And here we will face deep contradictions, which, first of all, will harm Armenia itself. That is why, as you remember, at the last EU summit, a statement was made in which the heads of state called on Armenia to hold a corresponding referendum as soon as possible. Thank you very much. You are welcome. Aryad Novosti, may I? You are welcome. Thank you. Sergei Magalov. Aryad Novosti. Dmitry Sergeyevich. Is Putin planning to hold a separate meeting on the situation in the ECB and the problems of the export of Russian grain? In this regard, how can you assess the current situation with the project of the grain hub in Egypt, which the president also mentioned in April? Are there any deadlines, and is cooperation between Moscow and Cairo established on this issue? I will not talk about commercial aspects. I will only remind you that, in his recent interview, the president mentioned that he had contacts with the heads of state and the Minister of Agriculture, Oksana Lut. and that they were looking for measures to minimize the consequences of the difficulties with the transportation that we are facing due to the aggressive and illegal behavior of the Kiev regime. The measures have been determined, they will be worked out, and they will provide a timely and full-scale export of the grain that is intended for export. This was said by President Putin. Anything else? Thank you very much. Any other questions? Dmitry Sergeyevich, may I? You are welcome. Thank you very much. Could you comment on the start of strikes on the ozone deposits? Is it planned to discuss support measures for the ozone, not just for the wild berries? And what could be Russia's response to Ukraine's actions? In this context, I would like to return you to President Putin's Saturday interview. There, it was clearly stated that Ukraine is trying to strike commercial trading infrastructure, thereby pursuing various plans. The Kiev regime is not succeeding. The main thing is that this does not allow the Kiev regime to somehow influence the dynamics that everyone is observing at the fronts. As for the strikes, they once again emphasize the essence of the Kiev regime. And here, of course, the main thing is to recall the words of the president, that you opened the Pandora's box, and now you get the answer. The answer is felt in Kyiv every day, every night, and will continue to be felt. Thank you very much. As for the support measures, you have seen that, of course, the government is closely monitoring the situation. The government is considering and developing, together with business representatives, various options for providing support in such a difficult situation. Any more questions? Sky News. May I? Go ahead, thank you. Sky News, Ekaterina Machakina. British Prime Minister Andy Burnham has arrived in Kiev today. He plans to announce his government's consent to allow the dissemination of information on British components for large-range missiles. What is the Kremlin's attitude to this plan? Extremely negative. Britain is participating in this war. It is participating in this war on the side of the Kiev regime. Britain is methodically and regularly pouring oil into the fire and methodically and regularly building traps so as not to allow any development of the peaceful process of settlement. This is what Great Britain is doing. Our armed forces are carrying out the appropriate work, obtaining the appropriate data in order to find out the production sites of such missiles, the production sites of other military equipment, and taking measures to destroy these sites. Any more questions? Thank you. Let's wrap up for today. Let's do it at 12 o'clock. The embargo is for 5 minutes, 12:05. Thank you all very much. Have a good day and a good week at work. Good luck.